Do it. Let's do it. Let's do
Good
it.
morning.
We're here. It's Sunday.
Sunday
Yeah.
fun day.
I can let my freak flag fly.
Hmm. I know Houston's quite a ways away, but do you get any after effects of that Houston
No,
storms? I think?
Houston's like half of a day away. I mean, you'd have to drive like 5 to 6 hours to get there. So, no, the storms are big. They're not that big.
I don't know. You might shift or go up.
We had that kind of a windstorm go through here 5 years ago. It actually went right over where I live now. It took the roof off this place, which is why we have a shiny new roof. But it dove down in the middle of Dallas, in the middle of Millionaires Row. I mean, there's not a house in this one area that isn't worth a million or more, and it just wiped it out and swept through a part of North Dallas that had never had a tornado before. And um, they said no one died in the storm. Well, I have a friend who found out he had people, he had friends that were in it, and he went up to the place where he could meet with the police and get, because what happened is they'd gotten in their closet and then the house had shifted so much they couldn't get out. And he talked to him on the phone and he told the police where to go get them out. They spent the night at his house. And then later that morning, the guy woke up that lived in the house that had been blown away and said, I need to get to the safe in the house. And the guy figured he's got valuables. He was a businessman. So he drove him to the place where you could drop them off. They could prove they lived there. They could walk in. He walked in. They didn't hear from him by 5 o'clock. The police went in to find out on him. And the safe he went looking for was his gun safe. He blew his head off.
Oh,
I mean, and they kept saying no one died in this storm. And every time my friend hears that, he just wants to freak because he said God only knows how many people gave it up after that.
Laura, in southeast Houston, we had strong storm winds and rain. No problems.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of damage or whatnot.
Well, Houston is huge. I mean, Houston is
Yeah, I've been there.
a huge, huge place. So, um, yeah, it's got the most voters in one county in the state of Texas. We don't need them blown away because they're blue. We don't need them blown away.
Laurel Ingram get in trouble for binoculars in court.
They should have seized the binoculars. That's all they can really.
If they didn't do something right away, there isn't going to be later on. It's something
Well,
they
it's
need
like,
to do.
when
It's
are they going to go get the red tie brigade for breaking the
yeah, right.
gag order? The gag order now means whenever you hear any of these people talk, you gag.
Pretty much. That's just ridiculous. Houston is the size of Jersey. Oh boy.
Well, Dallas, if you start on the eastern part of Dallas County and drive to the most western part of Tarrant County, which is Fort Worth next to us, you've driven further than across the state of Connecticut.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. Kind of in my mind complain about how, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming have 8 senators
Mm-hmm.
with 3 million people.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Well, Jimmy, one of the people who lives in there, is very dear to me. He's a sweet healer that I really like, but the rest of them can go fly as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you live in the Dakotas, I'm sorry, but Christina, what's her name? Gnome put me over the edge on that one.
She's not allowed in 20% of her state. Oh my God.
Well, we have our beloved governor who's letting people who shoot people because they're black off.
Carol Love, howdy. Been a while. How you doing?
Hi, Terrell Love Community. Haven't heard from you for a while.
Hope you're well. It takes 3 days to drive across Texas.
That's true. If you start in Houston and drive across Texas towards California, when you cross the western Texas border, you're halfway to California. You want some more fast facts about how big this place is?
That's true, Karen. Couple of 100,000 people moved from Chicago to Montana. Montana's blue. Good point.
Yeah, but you'd have to live in Montana. I think Montana, I've seen pictures of Montana. Some parts of it look pretty, but all of it looks cold.
Yeah, I seen it's where was that? Southern Florida hit a record index for this time of year.
Oh yeah, it's going to be miserable.
It was 100.
We're already there. We've already had some 90-degree days, and we don't normally have them this early. So I shouldn't gloat. We're looking for it too. And we have the power grid put together by Greg Abbott, so we're all going to make it for sure.
Oh no. Cataract surgery. Bummer.
Yeah, if that's bad enough, it's bad.
Karen, Alaska's bigger.
I know. Ugh,
Me warm.
very warm.
Texas is 3 times bigger than UK.
Yes.
I know. And Israel's small too, you know. Okay. Where should we start off?
I did an exercise. Do you want to? I don't know if you want to do this or not, but I put out 12 cards, one for each juror, to see where they were in Trump's trial. Do you want to try that?
What the heck? Something to try.
Mm-hmm.
I only sense there's like one juror that's kind of on the fences.
That's what I got. I got one maybe in the bag. I mean, they were the ace of coins upside down.
I believe it's going to be convicted. I mean, there's so much evidence.
But he had, and the thing is, people don't understand what if you've never served on a jury or been on any kind of jury, it's a totally different thing when you're having to deal with all these people. So that's the only thing I kept feeling was it was not a set deal. But
yeah, I remember I was on a jury only once, but it's like when you're sitting in there and you're listening to everything, you're so alert, you know, and you look at everyone. You know, I was seeing prosecutors in the stands sleeping. You know, you watch the defendant's reactions. You listen to testimony, and your BS detector is like on high. And I ended up getting the alternate juror, got kicked out at the end. But I asked one of the other jurors afterwards, so what was the result? You know, and they said, "Oh, good, that's what I would have done too." So I didn't get to finish the, you know, the discussion and everything to know the whole process. But it was interesting.
I'm going to put it on the table so they can see it.
Okay.
Here we go.
1 is all in for convicting Trump with the 10 of cups.
Okay.
Next one, 6 of coins, taking it all in, doing the right thing. 8 of wands, another one, all in. Someone's burdened. Someone's not sure they can do it. 5 of wands, 1 will be combative. The sun, someone's convicting easily. 3 of wands, convicting easily. 8 of swords. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Magician, convicting. 4 of pentacles, convicting. 9 of cups, convicting. Page of wands. So I got 2.
I got 2 right now out of my first 6. 1, 2,
Actually, maybe
5, 6.
so. Ten of wands. Well, that could mean someone's
Ready to let him go.
Yeah, releasing the burdens.
Okay, I can tell you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are absolutely sure. This person's going to wait until the very end, until they hear everything. They're going to be the one that looks at everything. And this one just thinks, this one's just so disgusted with the conversations they've had to listen to. They hate everybody that's involved with them. This one, I would take that, considering what the nature of the case is, that might be a yes. This one's not going to go until they're absolutely to their sure, till they have all the evidence. This one's going to be talky, but the one that's and the devil, this one's going to fight like hell to convict him, and so is this one. Judgment and the devil are going to fight like hell to convict him. Hangman will kind of but one of the lawyers is going to be really key to how they view the deliberation. So right now it's not an absolute done deal. I don't see the person I saw in the bag last time I did it, and at that point I only saw 2 no votes. But what I saw when I laid it, I went, oh my God, they've gotten to somebody with money. But
I don't think someone's gonna get bribed there. I think my big one's probably the 5 of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to be combative and
there's always the one who's got to have their say or nothing, kind of like readers, we know, Scott.
Yeah. There was basically, I think there's only one person that was that listened to right-wing podcasts and that kind of thing.
There was one guy who listened to right-wing podcast, but he also listened to Michael Cohen's podcast.
Yeah, I think that's probably the person. Lawyers will be
lawyers. The problem is understanding what the real crime was. It wasn't sleeping with Stormy Daniels, and it wasn't not lying to your wife. It was using money or using a setup to block bad information to going into your campaign. And I don't care what FEC commissioner they bring in there. That's the truth. Let me tell you, when I used to have to pay into federal campaigns and report our money, yeah, that would have been deadly. So,
yeah, speaking of driving, every time I drove to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, driving to Illinois is half the trip.
Yes.
Top to bottom.
Oh, God, it's long, yes.
Once I get there, I'm like, oh, I'm almost home.
I know.
All right, we did the jurors, so I had a banner.
On what?
Conclusion and ending, when it's going to go to the jury, whatever we feel.
Okay.
Sound like Marshawn wants to get this over with before Memorial Day.
I know. Well, and probably the jurors do too.
Yeah.
But
so it could go, Tuesday or Thursday, it could go to the jury.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Orange Menace decides to testify, which is highly doubtful.
There's some big astrologic event. Some big planet does something on 23rd. Because I remember hearing about it and thinking, I need to hold that in my mind. Well, we all know where my mind went. So
we'll check into that, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, huge anxieties going on with 45. Two, three, four. Oh, the Fool and anxieties. Oh, before we get into it, 45 was in Dallas, wasn't he, yesterday?
Yeah, he was at the NRA convention. The NRA's headquarters are in Arlington. I have a friend who's a Mormon who's also a very liberal Democrat. He's a very weird person. He also belongs to the NRA, which probably doesn't surprise anybody considering he's a Mormon and he's a Democrat. But he was going to go because he can sneak around there. I mean, everybody, he's got his Mormon credentials, so they let him go anywhere he wants to go. And I'm going to find out. He's a good friend of Sean's, so I'm going to go find out if.
But supposedly, 45 short circuited like a McConnell did. For like 2.5 minutes, he said nothing. He started saying something, and this music just played and played and played, and just kind of stood there. And
yeah, he's getting worse. He's getting worse.
And I always sense it's kind of like you're going to see something big.
Mm-hmm.
Not just his rambling, when you know it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. And I think this is it. That's a big glitch. Just stand there for 2.5 minutes. Plus, he was 2.5 hours late to get there or show up, whatever it was. You had to get the right dosage in him or something.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Toonie.
I'm thinking this is going to happen pretty quickly. So I have the World Nine of Swords and the Eight of Wands.
Okay.
Coming in here as the current energy. Deep down, 45 is deeply anxiety, but there's a culmination, and 8 of Wands is pretty quick. If there's the Knight of Wands, it would happen like Tuesday, but 8 of Wands probably the end of the week they're going to send it to the
I think it's going to I think it's going to all come apart on the 23rd for him, because that's the day that Mercury is opposite the sun, and what was it? It's Neptune is opposite Mercury, too, or something. Anyway, there's a whole lot of truth-telling and justice that's going to hit that day.
So yeah, so my end cards are the Devil, guilty. 6 of Cups, atonement from past mistakes. 5 of Wands, that's the battle card. Blind actions, and then the 7 of Wands, defending your victory.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Devil's showing he's guilty, shown to be guilty. The lies will come out with the truth. Ace of Swords, 7 of Swords, and the Magician.
Mm-hmm.
I like the rebuttal is going to be very good to put everything in.
Mm-hmm.
With the closing statements, I mean.
Yeah.
It'll clean up the worries of Cohen's lies or whatever they're trying to paste on him. Good. Guilty.
Guilty.
So I wonder what kind of sentencing. Did you read it out? I can't remember. Sorry.
What?
Did you read your cards?
I read that it's in the hands of the jury on the 23rd.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And do we have the answer by the end of the week?
Okay.
Yeah, and we have the answer by the end of the week, and these are the 3 concluding points. Riding with valor, and the Page of Cups, which spreads good news, and it's the Ace of Cups. So,
Good. You want to see what the cards say about a sentence?
Yeah, what do we want to say about the sentence? We'll be sentenced to confinement.
Yeah, let's do that.
They can sentence somebody who's going to appeal. So,
well, you don't get to walk around free after you're guilty.
No, yeah. Well, he's already got.
Unless you're Steve Bannon.
No, isn't he supposed to go next week? Trump being convicted and Steve Bannon going in the can on the same week.
He's got to run out of money soon.
Mm-hmm. He's going to run out of Trump judges. That's the one that's been keeping him from having to go in.
Okay. Oh my gosh. 9 of Swords again. Starting it out.
Oh Lord, yes, he's gonna get. Look at these. Whoa, what'd you get?
Knight of Swords,
Mm-hmm.
Nine of Swords, and the Devil is the current energy on sentencing. And Justice Happening on the bottom of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, Knight of Swords would be like Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety and the Devil. The Devil shows being chained up.
Mm-hmm.
The Nine of Swords. That's kind of a locked up card. Okay. My ending.
A lot of anxiety cards. You got the Nine of Swords too?
Yeah. My ending is Emperor. Someone holds control over you. The Hermit is being locked up in some way. Knight of Pentacles in order. And Six of Cups, atone for past mistakes. So if I'm looking for a locked up card, it'd either be a Four of Coins or the Eight of Swords to me.
Four
it looks like there might be
could do it.
What's that?
Four of Swords would do it.
Four of Swords could be. Four of Swords to me is more like
self-confinement,
solitary or a hospital confinement.
Right.
You know, because that person's always laying down in a bed.
Yeah, but look what's in his middle. It's not a heart attack, but
so it feels more like a home confinement kind of thing.
Yeah. What were your first cards?
The Energy, Knight of Swords, and Justice.
This is what I got. The Fool and Justice.
I had the Fool. I had the Fool too.
My God, we got all the same cards, Scott. Except I only used 5 and you used 10.
On a full deck spread, I throw out.
You put out 9, don't you? You set them out in 3s.
No, 12.
Okay.
And the deck I made is less, so I lay out 9. I always do in 3s. 3, 6, 9, or 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always look at the bottom. It's the 13th. And that was Justice.
I got the Judge, so.
As a full spread.
And I agree with
clarifiers. I might use 6 or 3.
Christina. Well, I only have so much desk space, so I got to do what I got to do. Christina said, if Trump is confined, what will the media focus on? And that's true.
All right.
I'd be following.
Well, there may not be,
I'd be following Ivanka and Jared to see if they stay in the country.
He could probably still have social media. He'd have to get approval to go any rallies or something like that.
Mm-hmm. If I were him, what I'd be more worried about is if he really gets convicted, I'd be more worried about his own party loosing one of the whack jobs he's created to come get him.
He's a whack job.
No, they'd like nothing better than a martyr.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Iran's president's helicopters crashed.
Yeah.
There
was 3 helicopters that took off.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 without the Iran's president made it back safe, but the Iran's president's helicopter went down, and it's really foggy, and they don't know where it is. It's been like 6 to 8 hours. They're looking, and they can't find it.
Well, last night it was the female president of Georgia, who vetoed the law that got passed in their Congress that would have restricted the press. It's a Russian law. She said, this is not a Georgian law. This is the Russian law. It's one they use to confine the press by saying they're controlled by, And who else got? Oh, and the oligarchs, the autocrats and the oligarchs are all meeting in Spain. And I tried to find something written about that, and all I could see was the usual suspects were all gathering around playing with their Monopoly money. which rules our lives to some extent.
Okay.
Oh, and Ian, your parliament listened to a guy, the one that did the Murchowski law, the one where his lawyer was killed in Russia. He's gotten the whole free world to pick on Russia. And he's now out for the oil refineries that are refining Russian oil for all the countries to boycott them. And I saw a lovely speech he did to your parliament, and saw your parliament being very gracious back to him. What do we do?
So, on the crash, I'm sensing there was a problem with the helicopter. I'm not.
Yeah, the bomb in the tail. That'll do it every time.
I don't really feel like there's explosion.
Okay, I'm going to see.
I think it feels like it was a hard crash and there's injuries. They're in the search. So, because I have nothing in my cards and my senses that show like a tower would be like an explosion or 10 of swords, those bad ones.
Well, I'm asking if it was a mechanical failure.
Yeah,
I got the first three were the Lovers, which is a yes. I mean, this is for mechanical failure. The Sun, that's the right answer. It was a mechanical failure. We don't know yet. This is the Knight of Swords. We're going to be looking for a new prime minister. Because that's, to me, whenever I get the Knight of Swords, someone's moving, leaving their residence or their job.
I got the Knight of Swords too.
And I got this is not going well. So I'm sorry.
It feels like a lot of injuries because it feels more like crash and then rolling. And so I got the Wheel of Fortune. There's going to be a change.
Helicopters don't come down nicely.
Yeah. 8 of Swords being restricted. Tensions. So it feels like there could be injuries and they might succumb to it if they don't get there soon enough. So yeah, I don't think it was a bomb or anything like that.
No, I asked if it was subterfuge or anything. I said, was it just a mechanical failure? And it was just, what do? They buy their helicopters from Boeing? I mean, really? My best friend could fly helicopters when we were in high school, and I've ridden in a lot of them. They're not my favorite form of going up and down.
Okay, check and click that I didn't miss. Anything? I'm just checking that I didn't miss a question while I was chatting, reading. Yeah, that was pretty odd again, talking about Hannibal Lecter. Okay.
Yeah, he could be our governor. Okay.
So I seen, what was it? Their head of military or something.
Two of the generals said they're going to leave on June 6th. Yeah, one very definitively. The other one apparently came on board last night because this morning I woke up and it was two of them. And they are saying that they want to see and then of course last night he killed a bunch. He raided the Bedouin camp that for some reason and went after the Bedouins. These generals want him to go back to accepting what the world says should be done and how it should be handled or get out of the way. So,
Benny Gantz.
Guys.
I wish I knew who he was, but
he's the not Likud. He's a leader. He's just not the right wing. He's not part of that really right wing, incredibly conservative. All those incredibly conservative Jews their kids don't have to serve in the military because that's against their faith. I tell you what, I mean, that alone would have me rioting in the streets. And Netanyahu's son is in Florida, and he can't serve because he was convicted of a crime. Okay, guys, it ain't looking good for Benny Gantz. I got the people not making an adult decision. The sun means there's still a possibility, but it's shady right now. It won't be in 90 days because of other underhanded things that are happening in the government. But I think it will happen when they quit hanging around and have to make a decision. But I'd say there's a maybe that he could be there in 90 days, but it's not clear cut right now. What'd you get?
So I get like the King of Swords, my patience card. So that's, like temperance and which way to go. So a lot of time yet. And then strength. So there's authority or some kind of lawyer figure, or some kind of leader there. We need to let the process kind of unfold, I think, involving Netanyahu, not, like take over.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have the Page of Coins, government, and the Four of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a new path, a new job coming in government, feeling like elected by the people, not installed.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can put together a parliamentary election really fast. They don't have the same rules we do. I'm asking if Netanyahu will be out in 90 days because I just don't feel it's been young. Oh, yes.
So yeah, after some time, so Four of Cups, after some time, Six of Cups, going back to a better time, and then Page of Cups is an offer.
Like they'll find an interim person.
Yeah. So eventually it feels like it's going to be voted, and not just installed.
Yeah, but what I see, I got yes. Netanyahu's going to be out in 90 days. There's going to be a whole lot of bickering, but the other coalitions get behind it to get him out of the way because it's the only way they can fortify and take care of Israel. And it's not going to be with everybody's best intent, but it's going to achieve the objective, the star card. So I think the problem with that question was it was Benny Gantz. What I was getting was somebody else would be there, but just not that guy. Yes, Vernie, I see your questions on Nancy's channel.
Yeah,
if someone's watching on my channel and they've got comments open, they can see it.
I think aren't they combined? They're combined here.
Yeah, this is like a broadcast.
Yeah, it's one broadcast.
It's like when I do when we do the 9 candles and we do it as a premiere, everybody can see what's in the comments. But
yeah, so like Debbie here is on your channel, but I can see,
right,
comments and everything. It's not split up.
Poor Cold Toast lives in a part of Alaska where you have to go to a post office, mail your computer in. It gets shipped to the lower 48. Then they maybe fix it, and then they send it back to you. So she and I had an appointment, and she thought we needed her computer. We're going to figure another way around it, but she lives really at the edge of the world.
So Cecilia, you must have missed it. We read that on first. We see conviction and possibly some kind of semi-restrictions on him.
Right. We see what we read on first was kind of where is the jury right now? Because, and what we saw is, in my case, I saw 4 jurors. The other 8 they don't care what anybody else says at this point. I mean, that's not how they're supposed to be, but I don't think they can be changed. I live near Jasmine Crocker. Yes, I loved her in the.
Everything's going nuts.
And it was,
She was
and it was,
floating up.
could you see that? You could hear the men in the background. The first time I heard it, it was just on tape. You could hear the men in the background going, "Oh my God, they're going to start pulling each other's hair." I love it.
Amy Raskin trying not to laugh his butt off. That was hilarious. Bunch
Yes,
of people made little tunes to what she said and rap mixes. Will the government do something about corporate buybacks?
oh yeah. There's a big scandal about all this money that was given to them, and that was so they could invest it in their companies, and they're not. They're doing corporate buybacks and things. And that has a whole lot to do with why the stock market looks like it does, by the way, guys. But um, I think there's a plan. I don't think Biden's going to go say it on the campaign trail, because you guys have to understand, large corporations give to both parties. They do it. Every major business person in Dallas would give to my council members that were running as liberals as much as they would to the, well, who's the Nazi that gave Clarence Thomas all that stuff?
Harlan Crow.
Harlan Crow. Yeah, I used to get all kinds of money out of the Crow family. We used to joke that we got money from every crow and every sperm that could write a check. I mean, and they give to everybody because then they figure they have a way to get in to see you, which is to some extent true. I don't know how much it will change what you feel. And at the time, one of my candidates, there was a hotel thing, and my candidate said, "Well, I don't know." And I said, "You're taking the money. You're going to take the money because you don't have to vote for it." Now, Republicans take the money and they make sure they vote for it, which is probably why they get more money than we did. But the guy he won and he got on and he was a great city councilor. So I think what I sense, what my guides are telling me from out of my political sensibilities is yes, there's going to be such a rain of fire down on corporations if they get, so everybody's got to go vote blue unless you happen to be one of the people who benefits from corporate buybacks. And if you are, why are you watching this channel? Or if you are and you like this channel, you can contribute at any time, any amount. It's fine. Scott and I aren't proud.
The tough read what I'm getting here. Well, the outcome is the Chariot, kind of like the major Three of Swords and then the Ace of Cups. So it was like two yeses, and then, but
is the Three of Swords right side up or upside down?
I always have them right side up.
Okay.
So it kind of makes it a negative read with that bad one in there. It's my major one. It's like,
okay,
everything's broken, but it could be meaning taking charge of fixing the system.
Mm-hmm.
Other things moving forward, talking about it more with the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, taking some new actions, and then the Strength card.
Mm-hmm.
So it may take some time and some more communication and different things, but it seems like it in my senses.
Mm-hmm.
But it may need something to be broken down first before it happens. That kind of feeling. I'm not totally,
Well, it's hard.
I knew what you're talking about, and because I've never looked at this, read about it.
Well, corporate, the thing is, in tax law, you can't go back and get somebody for what they did. Now, where they could go back and get them is like a lot of the people in Congress that got that money, the PP whatever was money from COVID, and just ran with it and didn't use it for anything that had to do with their company. It didn't relate to anything. They can go back and say that was fraudulently gotten. But they can't go back and say, well, we used to allow you to do that. Oh, Carrie G, we now know who is our super donor. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. Blessing.
But you can't go back if something was legal to do at the time. You can't go back and take that back and say they did something wrong. You can't like IRS them, but you can write laws that will make sure they don't benefit from what they did.
How will Michael Cohen do tomorrow? I think it'll be fine.
He's going to be fine.
He's been abnormally calm and focused and not combative. The defense has nothing. They haven't even touched the documents, what it's all about.
That's right.
They're just trying to make him look like a liar.
The closest they came to touching the documents was one of 4 phone calls, and it was the shortest one. And it's the one, and the reason they're trying to say is that having the phone company say these phone calls went to Trump don't mean they actually went to Trump. Because that one, they'd all go through Keith Schiller. I mean, oh, I have one question, Scott.
What's that?
There was an accusation after the bitch slapping in Congress that people had been drinking on the floor of the House.
Binge drinking?
People had been drinking.
Oh, Ben.
That there was alcohol being consumed on the floor of the House.
Oh, on the floor.
Well, I mean, not on the floor, in glasses, but while they're sitting in the room, yeah. Do you want to ask there's truth to that? Or was it something that some Republicans said because they couldn't believe? Yep.
Okay, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they had to wait all day. It was an evening. They probably had some parties going on beforehand. Jamie Raskin said they might investigate it.
Mm-hmm. I thought AOC was going to pull a switchblade on her when she said, "Don't you go there, girl."
It's totally ridiculous how these.
Oh my God, Scott! I got 5 yeses.
That's big. I got the sun first. That's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got my spirits card.
Yeah, very good. You can't do better than that.
Can't do better than that.
It shows because they were trapped in their offices all day, and they had the devil sitting there, and there's their 4 cups that they were drinking from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's the devil. And there was, I think they're going to find out it was a man, but
Just one.
well, that's Comer. I mean, trying to look like he's running something. I couldn't believe how he has people beside him telling him what he's hearing. When she said that about Lauren, when she said that about Marjorie Three Toes, he was like, what are they talking about? And Jamie Raskin knew what it was. He's rolling his eyes like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, these perp people. Yeehaw, Giuliani served on his birthday.
Yeah, and women were weeping and wailing in the party. Did you hear that whole story? God, what a mess.
Karen worked for the defense contractor. Alcohol on the job will get you fired. Oh, not in Congress, though.
Are you kidding? They used to have bottles on the floor in the Civil War.
You need 66% of the people to say, oh, yeah, you got to go.
And Ronnie Johnson. And Ronnie Johnson is the exception to all rules human. If it's a drug, I'm a doctor. I think it's good for you.
Yeah. That man is horrible. The Democrats save him from an expulsion thing, and then the next day he's lying about Democrats again and what Joe is doing. And mine is, it's like the last straw. If this happens again, I don't think they're going to save him.
We keep seeing Hakeem Jeffries being the speaker, Scott.
I mean, the way things are going, all the chaos is like, you would think so. The last 3 or 4, like, I'm out of here. Screw this mess.
You think Chief Justice Roberts would resign?
Oh, then we have a question. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that.
Okay. What do you want me to read on Alito? I got to pick out which deck. I don't care if it burns in hell.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
I remember when he got chosen because Bush's first pick was Harriet Miers. And she actually is a woman I have met who lives here in Dallas. And she worked with him. And she's a nice lady. And he suggests her for the Supreme Court. And I go, okay, she'll be a follower. She's not a leader. And then everybody went nuts because she was an Ivy League and all the crap. And then the Federalist Society got a hold of George W. Somebody thought that question was worth it. Just put it up there just to watch me react. I may put the camera on my table for the rest of the day.
It's amazing how history comes back around, you know, because what was it, Roberts?
Mm-hmm.
Roberts, Barrett, and what's his name? The drunk rapist accuser on the Supreme Court.
Oh, Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh. Those 3 were on the defense team in the 2000 election. And Clarence Thomas was on the court that helped stop that from happening for Gore. And now all 4 of them are on the Supreme Court together years later. Deciding
that's why Eileen Cannon's done what she's done. She's hoping that years from now, when it's all blown over and everybody, and when they find out exactly how bad it is, I hate to teleport. I want to say a word that rhymes with witch. We'll find out that it wasn't worth the cost. Okay, you want to see what I saw for?
Go for it.
Alito?
Oh yeah, I like beer.
I like beer. He thinks he's getting along with everybody just really well, but that's because they're all lying to his face. They're trying to figure a way to push him out the door. Look at that. This woman's it's a hermit, but it's getting shoved out the door. And he's going to continue to blame his poor wife. But I think it's over for him. He's got the moon. I think it's pretty much over. And if I'm looking at the numbers that are on here, I give 3 to 8 months before he's out.
Well, currently he's carrying a heavy load with that 10 of Wands. The Three of Pentacles, working on what he wants to achieve, the Sun, and carrying a heavy load. So it's like things have been exposed quite a bit here lately. So he's carrying some burdens. The World, we get a culmination of things. Page of Swords, swords right upon him, but somehow he's going to get a Six of Swords with that. Moving on, making things feel better. In the end, I got the Seven of Swords. He's going to continue to lie. The Magician, he thinks he's got help to get out of his situation. Six of Cups, his past coming back to haunt him, and then I got a woman. And you had a woman too, right?
Right.
Holding him into the fire. It doesn't feel like a wife. So another woman in the court kind of burning him down here. Oddly enough, it feels like Barrett.
Well, if Barrett wants to save her little Catholic butt, she better start speaking against the guys.
So, yeah.
That's what's wrong. Alito's part of that Opus Dei.
Mm-hmm. On the bottom of the deck of Knight of Coins. So this is time consuming, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of time to pass
Well,
here.
I saw 3 to 8 months. Maybe he leaves in 9 months. Maybe I should have added them together. I don't know.
Leaving.
I think he's leaving because he's got the moon there. He ain't happy about it.
I just asked about the situation. I had to maybe toss some others about leaving. Yeah. Roberts isn't really standing up for any ethics, is he?
Your Robert's wife makes more money
They need
helping place law students in law firms that go before the Supreme Court. She's a headhunter for law firms, which is one of those things that's in. If you read anything about Shelton Whitehouse, one of the things that would happen is your spouse, male or female, couldn't benefit from your position.
Next 5 to 8 months is going to be tough for Mr. Alito.
Good.
So what I tossed on him getting outed. My ending is Knight of Cups. Proposals.
Mm-hmm.
Strength card. I think he's getting hit hard, and 5 of Swords. So my strength and 5 are 5 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
My 5 of Swords can be conflicts, become overbearing. It's going to hit him hard here too, especially in just before the election.
Mm-hmm.
My moon card, I didn't get the moon card, but my moon card is October related, and the 10 of Swords comes out for me here. So that's painful endings, disaster, failure. So yeah, this summer is going to be tough for him. The timing sucks, but long ago, I thought for sure we'd be losing three of those. Most likely Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh. Looks like Kavanaugh might need a
Who's the other one?
move from the court, but
Who's the one that got the seat from that was set aside that should have been Merrick Garland?
Gorsuch?
Yeah, Gorsuch. Gorsuch had a whole lot of debt cleared before he got on the Supreme Court.
Him too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. That's coming back into light. I see a lot of chatter about all that money and
Mm-hmm.
how Kavanaugh got his debt paid. It's not going away.
Jean Hall, I feel so sorry for you if you're having to lay down for today. It's that damn uh, sun coronal object.
Corona mass ejections.
Yes, those suckers. They are wiping the crap out of me. One day I woke up and I thought I was rid of this 4 days ago. We had them then, and then I found out there had been another one. And I'm supposed to be a light being and love and light and all that stuff. It can take some of its light back. Thank you.
Oh, read the questions out loud. Okay, Karen.
Yeah, that's Jean Hall asked for that because she's lying down and she can't read.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Okay. Trying to concentrate. I don't see this chat.
Guys, you got to understand, we have to watch the chat. We have to look at the cards. We have to keep our head in the game. It's tough, but we really do want to accommodate you. Thanking you for letting us know.
JC, you're very correct. It's all out there with Sidney Powell. Was that Alito would be the one to decide on, and she even mentioned him.
Mm-hmm.
Mentioned Alito. Well, we get this case to go forward, and Alito can decide.
Mm-hmm.
He's full-blown insurrection. So I think this is heavy and deep in investigations and to whatever needs to be done. You want to look if Alito's a part of annotations in Jack Smith?
Yeah, let's see if Alito is in the fake elector scheme and if Jack Smith has him on the radar.
I truly believe Ginny Thomas is.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt, when she's got all those techniques and whatnot. What does Jack Smith have to do?
He's aware of him. He doesn't have everything he needs. He doesn't have the goal he wants. And he realizes he's a bad actor within the system. The problem is he can't get one person to talk. This is my card about someone needing to get in touch with someone and hold with them. He's going to get squealed out by a dark-haired woman. I wouldn't doubt if it wouldn't be the one you mentioned that said we're going to go to him, because the shoe's going to drop on him.
What do you mean? Powell might flip?
Powell. Mm-hmm.
Powell flip on what her plan is?
She already did in Georgia.
Some, yeah. So, yeah, it's still ongoing to get information with my Seven of Coins. Slow process with the Knight of Coins, collecting information, but it is there. Ace of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
That part of the investigation is there. Three of Wands, that could be looking for information outward yet. Then I have King and Queen of Cups. They're usually mother and father figures, but we're talking about Alito.
Yeah.
There's some kind of, so it'd be a male and female figure needing information from. It could be a couple that was involved in talking to Alito, or someone connected, or trying to make that connection there.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, about Alito, yes, he was involved in J6. That's my J6 card. Looking for better times, but Jack is still evaluating that situation. So you're kind of looking for a way out. So I got my decisions card, basically. Being involved, how to move forward, and then still in the decisions process. So you got information, but you need flippers.
And if he has to, somebody can come and tell him something. He has to document it. He has to get phone records, and he has to get different things to prove it.
You know what? Do you ever watch like Dateline or 48 Hour shows?
Oh yeah, I know officers that were on 48 Hours in Dallas.
Oh yeah. So that's one of my Nancy and I do a lot when we're drifting off the bed. We'll watch a old Dateline or something. So the process, you see the process more of how investigations go, whether it's murder or whatever. And last time we happened to watch one where they talked about 3 jurors talked about their process, you know, and how they came to their conclusions of guilt, whether they should put someone in prison for the rest of their life, and you know, when not all the evidence is there. You know, you also see officers talking about why they didn't bring things right away. They didn't have the evidence yet enough to convict. You know, it's the same thing with this. Same thing with Matt Gaetz. You don't get the cooperation you need, you can't bring it.
Well, the other one you can watch that's really good is Cold Justice. It's where they go back and they open up cases, because that's where you see the effect of there being time between the crime and when they go in and look, and how many things will open up, how many people will talk that were maybe afraid of the person who committed the crime in the first place. But no,
it's people are already protesting her, or there's already shirts that she's embracing being a bully. Those 6 Bs, there's already shirts out there that she's
they have no shame. They take their shame and they wear it on their t-shirt.
She's embarrassed, but they just flip it around and embrace it and think
she's pissed as hell.
Oh yeah.
Because they called her an ugly butch dyke, but you know, other than that, except I have lesbian friends who have better taste than her, so
they have no shame. Yeah, good point. Why did Times take so long to publish?
Oh, I can tell you. I saw the guy. There was a guy on Stephanie Ruhle this last week, and he was discussing about why the New York Times is taking the attitude it's taking. And one of the things he said is, the New York Times isn't going to be Joe Biden's lapdog like it was last time. It's going to take a balanced perspective. And Stephanie Ruhle, I don't know if many of you know who she is. She's the one that's on Late on MSNBC. She should be on earlier because there's some earlier people in ours good. She's really good at stock.
She's one of my favorites, yeah.
Yeah, and she just lost it on this guy. She said, you'd rather have a fascist, a Nazi, a man who's threatening to build concentration camps. She said, what makes you think he's not going to want your money and put you in that camp to get it? And the guy was just sitting there. She's the one who said it to journalists. He'll put you in those camps too. Don't you understand that? I mean, she's got a really good head on her shoulder, but this guy, when he gave me chills. It made, when I woke up the next day and thought about what I'd seen, it gave me chills, because if that's the attitude they're going to take, then we need to find a way to merge those 2 emojis. But
orange shit. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I remember my guides always gave me a sign when it's going to go down. And I think that happened. He did a McConnell for 2 minutes, and he was late 2.5 hours. We know the ending's coming. That's my feeling. I doubt.
Oh yeah, they're people, grown adults at Trump rallies wearing real men wear diapers, and they're wearing them on big diapers. I mean, really?
I know that is crazy.
That's I think the first one might happen, but if he really continues to stroke out, maybe not. That the question is, will president debates really happen?
It's the end of June. So, he can sit there and in his mind for a rally and repeat stupid stuff that he believes.
But if he gets real questions, he has
But
no
real questions in front, no, it would be
Especially,
a mess.
that was what was so infuriating 4 years ago, is they wouldn't cut off his damn microphone when he was going on and on and on. Well, guys, I've gone to my cartoony deck. It's been too much today.
June 27th.
It's not looking good.
I got a tower. I don't think it's going to happen.
I got a split yes no. I got only the high priestess knows. The Knight of Wands, somebody's going to try to interfere for him. They're going to say it's not good for that's the Hierophant. It's not good for the structure of the government. But Justice is going to want to do this. And then you've got the Happy Squirrel. They may push him into doing it. The Happy Squirrel's it's only in this deck. The Happy Squirrel doesn't mean any other thing. But the squirrel gets all the nuts.
I'm getting all this legal action upon him is going to cause a severe health failure prior.
Or he'll get a headache right as he's going to
And they got a tower happening to him that they're going to have to evaluate his situation. So he might be what's that movie where they strung up Weekend at Bernie's thing.
Yeah, somebody was saying this whole weekend looked like Weekend at Bernie's, except he's still alive.
So yeah, there's my tower that came out. So yeah, I think there's some health issues coming up and all the prosecutions that are going to take a toll on him. So this is what, 6 weeks, 5 weeks away?
Mm-hmm.
And after this sentence comes out,
and he can't sleep through the debates like he does through court.
We could look at SCOTUS reading SCOTUS again on the immunity, because that's Puff Daddy's gonna get in no trouble just publicly. The California already said the statute of limitations passed.
What was Puff Daddy in trouble for?
Beating his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
The video came out that he beat up his girlfriend in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
People are calling for prosecutions, but California already said the statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations, guys.
Publicly, yeah, but
that's why cold cases, when they do long-term ones, are all murders, because that never goes away.
Okay, yeah. So I think the last time we read on this a few weeks ago, it wasn't going to be too long.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking 3-4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So they might drop it after this court's over or something like that. Because it doesn't feel like it's going to be, July 1st or something like that. So that could be something that hits them hard.
Their court ends in June, last day of June. And then they don't work again until the first day in October.
I know. I seen that Puff Daddy tape a long time ago. Like a year or so ago. I don't know why they bring it up now.
Oh dear. I got the tower in the immunity ruling.
It means it's got to happen soon.
Yeah.
I think.
They've been trying to juggle it the best they can, but there's no way they can keep it away. I think this time Roberts might vote with the others to make it go through. It's been a huge, huge worry. The Nine of Swords, they're really terrified of what's going to happen. And there's been a lot of fighting in the background, but the fighting's over. And the fighting may be over because Roberts could go to him and say, y'all have no reputation left whatsoever. So
yeah, in the past I had the evaluation card. Evaluating again, making decisions, looking at everything with my coins, the 7 of coins one. And then strength. Strength is all about rule of law. That feels like it. The conservative ones are thinking about how they can turn it over in the past. How
they've been trying. That's what they've been doing.
How they can give them immunity without giving Biden immunity, that kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So getting to the truth and J6, they've been trying to get in some kind of unity type decision. So there's been some infighting there, trying to get to the truth and become unified. In the end, I think they're going to do the right thing. There'll be no immunity. Decision coming. And a 4 or 5. When does summer actually start? That's in June, isn't it?
Summer, if you do it astrologically, it's the 20th of June.
Oh, yeah.
That's the solstice.
I hope they don't wait that long.
Don't you read your emails? You got an email yesterday about 9 candles, and it ends on the summer solstice.
I read part of that, dear. I didn't read it all. I just seen it this morning. But yeah, it doesn't feel too long. So I got doing the right thing. The intuition and love. Making a decision with the 3 of coins. And then a 4 or 5 of cups. That's kind of reflecting, taking your time yet.
Well, the 4 is more gets thrown on you, and the 5 is you're going to regret or not regret whatever the decision is. So no matter what way they go with this, it's going to be.
I really feel like it's the first week of June. I think they're not going to wait too much longer. So what, 2 weeks? I think they're going to wait till this Manhattan trial's over.
Yeah, they're going to do it first week in June.
Well, let's hope on that. Let me get J6, get Tanya Chuckin moving again.
Yep.
Ruin his day. Ruin his year. Oops. Comments. Where'd you go? Okay.
You have a comment?
113. No, I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Last starred one I have. How does John Roberts feel?
I think the better question is, does John Roberts feel?
Grab my kitties cards. I do too, Karen. It doesn't feel long. I was getting a 3, so maybe it's June 3rd or that kind of thing.
Maybe they'll do it on my daughter's birthday, June 2nd. That'd be a nice present.
So that would be, wait, June 3rd is a weekend, I think. So it'll be 4th, 5th. Maybe like a Tuesday, June 5th, I think.
They meet on Tuesdays to make rulings?
I think so. Either Mondays or Tuesdays, I can't remember which. You can go on SCOTUS blog and see when they do what they're doing.
You can go to SCOTUS and find the A130 thing to file a protest to Alito.
Yeah,
While
right.
you're over there, you may as well look around.
Okay. Chief John Roberts.
No, he didn't care. He gets his money, he gets his stuff, what he wants. And he doesn't mind being seen as a liar, the reverse King of Cups. And as long as the Nine of Swords stays off his head, he's fine. And he lets them all go out there and fight among themselves, so it takes the pressure off him. And he's really imbalanced.
In the past, I got he just washed things under the rug,
Mm-hmm.
let things go. Six of Swords, Magician, and Devil.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knew what Clarence and all them were doing.
Mm-hmm.
The kickbacks and Mun, so he just washed things underneath the rug.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Ace of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and Four of Swords. Wishing it for it to go away. He doesn't want to deal with the truth. Moving forward, he's not taking a stand.
Yeah, I'm going to see is will he make any kind of hard decision? Because
Five of Swords, not taking a stand. Two of Swords, blind choices.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Wands, he's getting some pressure from a woman. There's a little bit of pressure from someone. In the end, King of Swords, he's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Five of Pentacles, he's losing control. King of Wands and King of Cups. He's losing control of Alito and Clarence.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really tell me how he feels. It just feels like he's taking it in stride. But he's losing control, but he's taking it in stride. So embarrassed. You have to be down low, narcissistic butthole to feel nothing. So yeah, I think he puts on a show, but someone's whispering in his ear. And then again, we got women.
Yeah, he's going to make his move. If he makes a move on these guys, it's going to be October. Because I got two tens. I got the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands at the end. And it's going to be in the fall. That's my fall card.
Well, we were getting an October-ish
Time for Alito to go bye-bye.
For Alito, so but it does feel like he's taking the, it's like, oh my God, I can't deal with this anymore. It's like he's finally got to take a stand.
Then you resign. If you can't run what you're supposed to do, you resign. Right?
True. You want to check that out?
Will he resign?
You cheer for him?
Okay.
Grab a different deck.
We're asking now if Judge Roberts is going to resign.
Is he had enough and walk away in shame?
Mm-hmm.
Roberts, what's your future going to do with the court? What's your future going to do with the court?
Oh my God. He's
Oh my
going to
God.
finally get the strength to do it. He's going to want out of the prison he's trapped in. Things are going to be done behind the scenes that are going to push him into this. It'll look like it was his decision, but it really isn't. He was acting, and someone else had told him what to do. I wonder if they'd rather sacrifice him, the powers that be. Yeah, constituents. I wonder if he'd rather jump ship himself so that they can hold on to Kavanaugh and Gorsuch.
Okay. I'm getting it's been talked about with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Cups,
Mm-hmm.
doing what's good for himself, and then Hermit. So there's been talk with his wife about this.
Messes with her side hustle.
Yeah, they got plenty of money, right? Wishes fulfilled in celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Coins. Got your patience and honor, hard work. 10 of Coins. It feels like your legacy. Strange combo there. If you're, that feels more like his honor sticking around feeling.
Mm-hmm.
With those three. In the end, Page of Coins, Chariot, and Moon. October, taking a new path,
Mm-hmm.
changes, taking a stand with the Chariot
Mm-hmm.
and the Moon. I think a lot's going to happen with the court in October.
Yeah.
Honestly, my guides say it's not decided if he's actually going to leave.
No.
I do feel a lot of honor, like someone said. Someone mentioned, Lori said, I doubt he'd leave because he's been sitting on top for a long time. I kind of sense he's leaning towards staying because I'm being shown an old guy before he retires on the court. They're showing me someone with gray hair and old with the robe on before he retires.
Well, putting up with all the disgrace that's been going on around him might age him a bit.
Yeah, that could be. So I'm leaning towards a little bit more percentage he's staying, but depends how bad it gets by October. I guess meaning maybe if Biden wins again, he's like, oh, okay, I'm done.
Well, if they've got a Senate that can start to really investigate him, then he's really done.
Yeah, we need 53 at least. We can get a lot of movement with 53.
We need everyone. Everyone. We don't need to even think in terms of a number. If you've got a Democrat running in your state for senator, you need to be working on it.
We got a favorable person in Massachusetts. She should be able to take down Larry Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen what's going on in West Virginia. That will be interesting.
Well, North Carolina is going to be a bloodbath one way or the other because the guy that's at the top of their ticket in the state is even stranger than Trump. So,
are you talking about that Robinson dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a rough one.
I mean, he almost makes Abbott look good, except we've seen Abbott rule and we know he's not. So.
Yeah, I know it. Right, RG?
Yep.
Anita Hill tried to tell us everything. Unfortunately, Joe Biden was leading the Senate that time, wasn't he?
Oh, he was in charge of that committee. He's the one that was part of the leadership that got her testimony basically dismissed and then let him come in and say that he was in a high-tech lynching is what he called it. Yeah, I watched that whole thing.
Oh, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been. I know, right, Karen? A black man speaking like he is totally strange.
Hmm.
It's amazing how these people think they can just be the worst of the worst and in a generally Republican state and win.
Yeah, and Cheryl's right. You need to be careful about pretenders among the Democrats, but they're doing a much better job on a national level of pushing out. It's like, well, you've got the gazillionaire from California that's trying to run in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. You know, we just don't, there's just not enough people that are informed. A lot of them, you see, got a certain percentage that are fanatics, MAGA,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Democrats and independents that are well informed, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
the other 30-20%, whatever, that don't look at anything because they're busy with their lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there was a poll I seen, a legitimate poll. I think it was maybe in CNN or whatever, but they said 17% of the people think what was it? Something that Trump did, but they believe Biden did it. As far as time frames and what they know, I can't remember what it was right now. Or like something that Joe did with the infrastructure or something, but 17% believe Trump actually did it. That kind of thing. They're confused on timing and who actually did what.
Well, no, they think, they think that Trump passed all of this money that's building the bridges around them.
Yeah, that could have been it.
It's all of those things. They're just, well, the worst I saw was this young kid reporter was asking he was asking a MAGA person about why he hated. He said, well, I really learned to hate Obama when he didn't do anything about the attacks on 9/11. He shouldn't be. I mean, he wasn't even in office yet. He was being a community organizer. I don't know what anyone would care about the community organizer in the south side of Chicago had to say about that.
Let's throw 3 cards each on MAGA Marsha and Carol Johnson.
Okay.
Is that her name, Carol? I know it's Johnson.
Carol Johnson. Nancy would know. She's from Tennessee.
Okay. I didn't think it was Carol. I thought it was another name. I could see the
Gloria.
Gloria Johnson, yeah.
Oops.
And then we'll bring some inspiration. It's already an hour and a half.
We'll bring you good thoughts.
Yeah, that was what I was reading, JC. Yeah. 17% believe Biden was responsible for overturning Roe. That's what it was.
Well, there's nothing we can do about those people. And they all go back to Russia and 40 years of hate.
Thanks, Karen. Now I got Gloria song in my mind. Okay, Gloria, Queen of Wands, celebration. Let's see what's up for MAGA Marsha.
It doesn't look good.
Marsha Blackburn.
The 3 I got for Marsha.
Knight of Pentacles.
She's staying out of the fights now. She's not defending Trump all the time. She wants to stay where she is. She's happy there. And the outcome is not a transformation, not death, not movement. And what I got for Gloria was it's really been a heavy burden for her to make it this far. She doesn't have the 9 of Cups in her favor. and it's just been a bad season for her in Tennessee. So I hope it's wrong. Because I agree, Marsha.
JC says Marsha Blackburn is up 20%. Good God. So what I get for Gloria is the Queen of Wands, 9 of Cups. So there's improvements, but then I have a 7 of Cups. Kind of like it's an delusion that you can win in Tennessee. Marsha, 9 of Pentacles.
Yeah, but there's a lot of rage in Tennessee this year about the school shootings and the way the legislatures handle all that. Don't underestimate that. And they're pissed as hell about Roe v. Wade.
It depends how they get the message out.
And that's true. Carrie, thank you.
Blessings, Carrie.
Trust me, this whole election is going to be row your boat.
I got a lot of Pentacles for Marsha.
Mm-hmm.
And the one bad card I get for Gloria is a 7 of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be close. She's going to reach a lot of people, I believe. But she may come up short with the 7 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and 3 of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I got for Marsha. Improvements and glory, it says, with a 3 of Pentacles. And then, of course, the Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles is always about, balance,
Mm-hmm.
peace in mind, contentment. So at this current rate, Gloria needs to do a lot more work to get the message out. It would take a lot of work going to everywhere.
If it's for the Senate race, Monica put was so badly gerrymandered. It doesn't matter. The Senate is the whole state. It's not just.
Thank you, JC.
Thank you, JC.
Donating to Gloria was what I was.
And thank you, Lois. One person asked, I'm going to lay it real fast.
Go ahead.
Will Jim Jordan lose? I don't remember who he's running against, but.
Same girl that's been running against him for multiple times. Tammy Wilson.
Okay.
She's working hard to get rid of him.
Yeah, he's in a gerrymandered district.
You ever seen the map of his district?
Is it one of those ones that looks like a lizard crawling across the state so it catches every Republican?
It's bad. It's been a while, but it is one of the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, we're having the runoff against the guy who got charged with Azerbaijan.
3 cards for Jim Jordan. Tell me what's that. 3 cards for Jim Jordan.
I get Jim's not going to win. I get the 9 of Cups upside down. Not his time, and his district looking for a new future.
Tammy Wilson. I mean, Tammy's name has been out there. She's been fighting, and she's been constantly running against.
And that's what it takes, guys. There's a lot of name recognition involved in all this.
Cards for Tammy.
Remember, Ohio also passed the state amendment to make abortion legal. So,
right now it's my cards. It's leaning towards Tammy.
Yep.
Because I got a Jim Jordan, a 3 of Swords.
Well, Jim may not be in the House by the election. Remember that too.
Good point.
He's one of the ones we always had on our list.
So he's having problems with money.
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Cups, and then the 3 of Swords. Tammy, she's got momentum. I got 2 of Wands, movement. Page of Wands, she's getting out there and speaking, and then the Knight of Pentacles, in it for the long game.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got decent cards. Doesn't show a winner, it's a bad district, I'm sure, but with Mr. Jim Jordan having 3 of swords is
Well,
40 card there. So
I would kind of rather that the cards didn't always show winner, 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 chicken dinner, except for Biden. But because that makes people work harder. And Dems have money. I mean, they have some money to work with. And the Republicans, all their money's going into lawyers' back pockets from the Trumpster.
okay. Let's find some inspiration for the day.
Monica, you deserve an award. If she's going to work out there, I mean, Tester's just, I've met Tester. He's brilliant.
Oh, excellent, Monica. I'm glad you can do that.
Yeah. And if you can't knock on a door, you can make a phone call. If you can't make a phone call, you can write a letter. A lot of people tell me they like it when they get postcards from their neighbors. I just don't need any more mail. Don't send me any. What do we want?
Okay.
We're going to do the color, language of color. We're going to see what color we ought to be this week.
Okay. Okay, I got the 3 of Michael, which is 3 of swords.
Red.
Release from the past.
Mm-hmm.
You will grow from your situations, and time will heal all wounds.
Mm-hmm.
10 of Ariel. Remember, we always have something to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's family or a cared loved one, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Rewarding family life comes from being grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And then always remember to follow your heart with the Queen of Wands. Being kind, understanding, giving. It also, all this happens to bring in your psychic abilities, your empathy, your love for being alive. You know, that things can change.
Mm-hmm.
So remember to release.
Okay. I got indigo as the color we need to be working with. And indigo helps with any kind of illnesses or ill effects affecting you, such as anxiety, depression, ADD. Use indigo for problems with insomnia to release stress and tension. And boy, in the times we're in, are we getting stress and tension? Today is the full moon, I think. Yes.
Is that already?
Mm-hmm. Visualize indigo rays to improve your vision and make your dreams a reality. Focus on your eyes. If they are tired and heavy or light and relaxed, imagine the indigo light penetrating your eyes, finding any dark spots in your field of vision and dissipating them. Place your palms on your eyes and gently hold them there for a few minutes, allowing your eyes to completely relax. Visualize something different from what you have been seeing or your world's been creating. Make it a beautiful painting. Now, place the indigo bubble there and allow it to become the middle of your world. Divine intelligence, please allow what I have seen in my vision to manifest into a perfect world. So you can do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got, Scott?
No, not much. Just working hard. It's been my life. The week has been just work, a lot of hours.
Well,
the overtime pay is nice, but I'm usually pretty tired during the week.
Yeah, money only goes so far.
I used to get every other Wednesday off. First a couple of years, but we added more delivery stops or pickups rather than just meat delivery. So there's like eggs and milk and yogurt we're doing too. But it takes everything apart, and I have to take over this part. So,
well,
every day is a long day.
We'll send you love and light, but I was about to say I was going to start my tarot class on the 23rd, and I've had several people inquire about it. I've only had one person who actually signed up. The other people said it was too close to the beginning of the summer. Could I push it later into the summer? Well, I'm going to talk to my one lady, and I'm going to talk to Jeff, who teaches with me. But having one person in the class, it would be an incredibly interesting class for them, but I'm not sure it would be worth it for us. And then people would want to play catch up. So I'm going to probably be moving my tarot class unless a ton of you run over there today to my website at Crystal Directions and sign up and say, yeah, I really want the tarot class. I am willing to move it later in the summer. But if you wanted to learn how to do tarot, if you've been looking for something new to expand your vision, but I just didn't have any idea until I've been doing a lot of readings with people, how confused and how many people can't put another thing on their plate. And it's one woman said, I've always been able to handle all this. What's wrong? And I said, you're figuring out how to handle it differently. You're figuring out how you're going to become the person you want to be while you're handling this, instead of just marching through and doing it like you've always done it. So anyway, and Sharon, we're sorry for your loss. Blessings to you. And you're missed when you're not here.
Thank you, Lois, and Liz, and Wheezy.
Yeah.
Monica.
And if you're on my channel but not on Scott's, go over and subscribe to Scott's channel. If you're on Scott's channel and not mine, then
subscribe there.
do it the other way, because we both need to bail each other out and keep things going.
Yeah, what Karen said here, women voting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just keep the faith and remember about Roe, abortion issue.
Mm-hmm.
Joe won by 7 million last time. Do you really think those 7 million are going to flip to a guy that's on trial?
It's not that. It's a stupid electoral college.
Yeah, we always got to worry about that, but
everybody needs to get every friend they have in any state anywhere to go vote and bug them till they vote.
But every time there's a seat that needs to be filled again, whatever special election, mm-hmm. Democrats are winning.
That's right. And right now we're having runoffs again, the runoffs for the federal positions. And I've got to go. That means I have to vote twice in like 3 weeks because they keep not putting the elections together. They want to make it as hard as possible. But I really appreciate everybody showing up for this. I'll be on my show on Tuesday. I have absolutely no idea what it's going to be about. Maybe about these damn sunspots, but I'm not sure.
Vote blue, vote blue.
Mm-hmm.
How many states have abortion on their ballot in November? Quite a few.
Officially, I think it's 14.
14? Quite a few.
But it's actually on everybody's ballot. My daughter, who takes birth control, not because of the most esteemed reasons for birth control, it has something to do with hormonal balance and keeping her balanced in her emotional states. And she used to get her birth control, was mailed out of a pharmacy in Austin. She got the one for this month that's coming out of a pharmacy in New York.
Wow.
And this is something she needs. It's got nothing to do with birth control. It's hormonal control. And trust me, folks, if for no other reason than the way my daughter can get when she's not balanced, we need to make sure she can get that birth control, let me tell you. I'll make it on my kitchen stove if I have to.
Yeah. One of my daughters had to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because of the erratic and hormones imbalanced. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad that the GOP thinks they control your lives. It's wrong. But keep the faith. We're moving forward.
We're moving forward. It's looking better. I mean, and don't get all upset. If it ends up being a hung jury, that just means they get to run it one more time.
No.
No, I don't want
I don't
to.
see it happening. That one or two people, whatever, they're on the
I
fence.
think
Or
they'll
like,
get convinced by the end of it. I really
yeah,
do.
especially when you have lawyers in there that put things in perspective. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone have a blessed day.
And y'all take care.
Bye now.
Bye.